Hi, I'm Julie Weber of Liberate Ministries, and today's topic is called Confidence in Him. All my information is quoted from my Lady Liberty workbook on pages 101, 102, and 104 through 109. I did another video called 3 Robes that goes along with this video. In psychology, self-esteem, also called self-worth, self-confidence, and self-respect, reflects a person's overall self-appraisal of their own worth. Self-esteem can be positive or negative. It reflects how you view yourself. For example, you may feel you are competent or incompetent, victorious or in despair, extremely prideful or full of shame. Well, what is the difference between healthy, high, and low self-esteem? Healthy self-esteem is based upon our ability to assess ourselves accurately, know ourselves, and still be able to accept and value ourselves unconditionally. So this means being able to realistically acknowledge our strengths and limitations, which is part of being human, and at the same time accept ourselves as worthy and worthwhile without conditions or reservations. High self-esteem. People with too much self-esteem can be out of balance too. There is now a wealth of evidence linking high self-esteem to criminality. Some characteristics of people with high self-esteem are prone to self-satisfied boasting, smug and superior, abusive in relationships, assuming their needs come first in any situation. If this doesn't happen, they will become angry and bullying. They tend to adopt an air of superiority simply because they have skill or luck in a particular area in life, blind to their own faults, unlikely to change or improve themselves, impulse control problems. Low self-esteem. People often rely on how they are doing in the present to determine how they feel about themselves. They need positive external experiences to counteract the negative feelings and thoughts that constantly plague them. So even then, the good feeling from a good grade, etc., can be temporary. Low self-esteem can have devastating consequences. It can create anxiety, stress, loneliness, and increase likelihood for depression. It can cause problems with friendships and relationships. It can seriously impair academic and job performance. It can lead to underachievement and increased vulnerability to drug and alcohol abuse. Worst of all, these negative consequences themselves reinforce the negative self-image. They can take a person into a downward spiral of lower and lower self-esteem and increasingly non-productive or even actively self-destructive behavior. Identity in Christ. As believers in Christ, we have an amazing identity. God has provided for us something greater than we could create for ourselves or even imagine. So as I read these scriptures, you will quickly notice that most of us live below the identities God has given us. So living below our identities means that we are not looking at ourselves the way God is looking at us. Because of all the issues that we have been discussing, post-abortive women often live way below their identities. It is critical for you to realize that you are not a second-class Christian because of your abortions. Your identity is not affected by the abortion unless you let it be affected. Well, what is identity in Christ? Where does it come from? Well, let's take a look at 3 words: acceptance, security, and significance. Neil Anderson, in his book Victory Over the Darkness, says that these are the being needs, and they are important. We all desire to be accepted. We all desire to be secure, and we all desire to be significant. The question is, where are we going to look to have these needs met in our lives? To Satan, the world, or ourselves? Relying on others to determine your self-worth is never really a healthy approach. When no one is around to say, "Good job," where will you find your validation? We need to learn to look to God for praise, acceptance, and value. His words are constant and true, and His love for us will never change. Scripture tells us that God promises to meet all our needs. Philippians 4:19. And my God will meet all your needs according to His glorious riches in Christ Jesus. The following list are for you to memorize and get inside of you. By doing so, when your inner thoughts or Satan the enemy comes to convince you that you aren't worth anything, you can say "no way" and immediately aim these truths from God's word back at him. These verses are for you to help fight low self-esteem. So as you read through each of these groupings, practice saying it with the leading sentence of each grouping. For example, I am accepted in Christ because, okay, so why do we need to read it with the leading sentence? Because using the leading sentence trains your mind. It puts the focus on Christ so that you can remember that it is only through Christ's death and resurrection that you can read and claim these statements. For instance, I have been justified reads a lot different than I am accepted in Christ because I have been justified. Train your mind. Always use the leading sentence when you read the statements. I will also attach these scriptures to this video. Who am I in Christ? I am accepted in Christ because John 1:12 says, I am God's child. I am accepted in Christ because John 15:15 says, I am Christ's friend. I am accepted in Christ because Romans 5:1 says, I have been justified. I am accepted in Christ because 1 Corinthians 6:17 says, I am united with the Lord and I am one spirit with him. I am accepted in Christ because 1 Corinthians 6:20 says, I have been bought with a price. I belong to God. I am accepted in Christ because Ephesians 1:1 says, I am a saint. I am accepted in Christ because Ephesians 1:5 says, I have been adopted as God's child. I am accepted in Christ because Ephesians 2:18 says, I have direct access to God through the Holy Spirit. I am accepted in Christ because Colossians 1:14 says, I have been redeemed and forgiven of all my sins. I am accepted in Christ because Colossians 2:10 says, I am complete in Christ. Who am I in Christ? I am secure in Christ because Romans 8:1-2 says, I am free from condemnation. I am secure in Christ because Romans 8:28. I am assured that all things work together for good. I am secure in Christ because Romans 8:31-34. I am free from any condemning charges against me. I am secure in Christ because Romans 8:35-39. I cannot be separated from the love of God. I am secure in Christ because 2 Corinthians 1:21 through 22. I have been established, anointed, and seated by God. I am secure in Christ because Philippians 1:6. I am confident that the good work God has begun in me will be perfected. I am secure in Christ because Philippians 3:20. I am a citizen of heaven. I am secure in Christ because Colossians 3:3. I am hidden with Christ in God. I am secure in Christ because 2 Timothy 1:7. I have not been given a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. I am secure in Christ because Hebrews 4:16. I can find grace and mercy in time of need. I am secure in Christ because 1 John 5:18. I am born of God, and the evil one cannot touch me. Who am I in Christ? I am significant in Christ because Matthew 5:13-14. I am the salt and the light of the earth. I am significant in Christ because John 15:1-5. I am a branch of the true vine, a channel of his life. I am significant in Christ because John 15:16. I have been chosen and appointed to bear fruit. I am significant in Christ because Acts 1:8. I am a personal witness of Christ. I am significant in Christ because 1 Corinthians 3:16. I am God's temple. I am significant in Christ because 2 Corinthians 5:17-21. I am a minister of reconciliation for God. I am significant in Christ because Ephesians 2:6. I am seated with Christ in the heavenly realms. I am significant in Christ because Ephesians 2:10. I am God's workmanship. I am significant in Christ because Ephesians 3:12. I may approach God with freedom and confidence. I am significant in Christ because Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Spiritual warfare. So why is this lesson critical to a post-abortive woman? It will help her in the area of spiritual warfare. In the past, the devil could use the abortions to pull her down and feel defeated in her thoughts and actions while she was attempting to live her daily life. And by seeing herself as she is in Christ, she is learning how to look at herself the way God sees her rather than the way she views herself. So after our abortions, our image of ourselves begins to change. The image becomes unhealthy rather than healthy. Our emotions ride up and down like a roller coaster. Our thoughts are not healthy and consistent until we begin to get some healing in our lives. So by knowing who she is in Christ, the devil can no longer keep her down. Her own thinking and image of herself is not strong enough to combat the constant weighed down thoughts that plague her mind after her abortions. God's word is where the power is to defeat this. The identity in Christ scriptures are what we are to use to combat the devil when we feel the harassing thoughts that he aims at us. The following scripture tells us that we are to put on the full armor of God. Ephesians 6:10-17. Finally, be strong in the Lord and in his mighty power. Put on the full armor of God so that you can take your stand against the devil's schemes. For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of the dark world, and against the spiritual forces of evil in heavenly realm. Therefore, put on the full armor of God, so that when the day comes, you may be able to stand your ground. And after you have done everything to stand, stand firm. Then, with the belt of truth buckled around your waist, with the breastplate of righteousness in place, and your feet fitted with the readiness that comes from the gospel of peace. In addition to all of this, take up the shield of faith, with which you can extinguish all the flaming arrows of the evil one. Take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God. In Ephesians 6:17, we read that the sword of the Spirit is the word of God. So this is what the identity in Christ scriptures are to us. They are scriptures that come from the word of God for us to use as our sword in fighting the enemy. The armor and the sword are for everyone, but especially useful to the post-abortive woman because of the trauma, issues, and the battles that she faces. Her new identity will also help her in rebuilding her life in her relationship area with God and with people. How so? If she has done something to miss it in her spiritual walk with the Lord, just knowing who she is in Christ should give her more confidence to go to the Lord quickly, to repent and make things right when it is needed. Her perception of God should change so that she has a healthier view of her Heavenly Father. She is able to trust Him more. Once we repent of the sin in our lives, there is always a time of restoration, and we are able to pick up and get back on our feet to continue living. So being quick to forgive herself, she gets going again in life by being obedient to God's word. This way she avoids being led by her feelings and emotions when she doesn't feel worthy, or if she is having a bad day. This same principle should be applied in rebuilding relationships. If we make a mistake in our relationship with people in our everyday life, just knowing who you are in Christ should give you the courage to face people and make things right. Learning how to see yourself the way God sees you. In summary, renewing our mind is the key to seeing ourselves the way God sees us. We need to accept and believe the identity in Christ's list that God provides us through His Word. We need to actively live the identity in our everyday life. Why? It is one thing to accept it in your mind. It is one thing to believe it in your heart. But it is another thing to live it. By applying it to your speech, your actions, and relationships, we are able to get the victory. Practical tips to applying this lesson. I have found that a personal quiet time is the best place to put this lesson into practice. This is the time for you to get the identity in Christ scriptures in you. Practice the process of taking off your old self way of thinking and putting on your new self way of thinking, which is your identity in Christ scriptures. So here is what it might look like when I sit down to have the quiet time. I am wearing the red robe. The red robe it represents my sins of yesterday. And I repent for those sins. I repent means I am sorry for my sins and I want to turn from them and live differently. I continue with my daily devotional book reading. Then I read some more scriptures from the Bible. And if directed by the Lord through His Word to repent, for any more things. I do it now. Then I put on the new, brilliant, shiny white robe by reading the Identity in Christ scriptures. In a sense, I have taken off the old self thinking, the red robe, and put on a new self way of thinking, the white robe. Now I am ready to face the day. Thanks for watching. Live life liberated.